modulus.
Right. So that's a good question. So why not mod in terms of instead of squared, right? Okay. So can somebody tell me what is the difference between mod of x and squared? Let's say mod x versus x squared. Let's look at it from a calculus viewpoint, right? You have taken calculus. So what are the differences?
So mod x will not be differentiable, but x square can.
Right. So mod x is not differentiable everywhere, or where is
Sorry,
it
sir?
not differentiable?
At 0.
At
At
0,
zero,
right?
at
So x squared is differentiable everywhere, right? So that is one reason. X squared is well behaved, right? And what is the other thing? So x mod x, if you look at it, the function looks like this, right? This is how mod x looks like. How does mod x squared look like? Something like this, right? Even here it will be like this. So that means for smaller values of x, for example, x between 0 and 1, x squared is smaller than, well, I may not have written it to the scale, but x squared is smaller than 1, right? Much smaller. For example, 0.1 squared is 0.01, right? It's 1/10. So it's very small. But if you make it very large, for example, 100, it will be 100 square, right? Which is 10,000. So in other words, it will amplify larger differences. It will smaller differences, it will not amplify. It will do the exact opposite, right? So whereas mod x, it will give as is. So it's better to use x squared so that it will penalize larger values, right? That's another reason. The third reason is mostly historic, right? So where have you seen this kind of problems? Are you, who asked this question? Surya Vijay, right?
Yes, sir.
So you are from which department?
Electrical.
Electrical, right? So can you tell me where else you have seen these kind of problems? Hey, you are from electrical background. You should know where these kind of things will occur, right? Others can also answer.
So I cannot recall at the moment.
No, when do you have the square terms and all that? Squared in electrical engineering, for example, what does that signify, right? It in some sense signify power, right? You always have the squared and you integrate, that gives power, right? So it's for some historical reason. People generally look at squared. Mod x will always give you a slightly complicated result. So still, in many cases, you can handle it, but typically it doesn't give you a very nice. It's not as easy as squared. For example, if I want to take the derivative of this, it's 2 times x, right? Done. What about mod x? For x equal to 0, I don't know. There is no, it's not differentiable. For x greater than 0, it's 1. X less than 0, it's -1, right? I have to do a lot of bookkeeping in order to handle that. But square is kind of good. I hope the justification is good enough. Okay? Not that you should always use squared error. When you can use mod, you can use some other function of the difference and so on. But typically in regression, we use squared error. Did I answer your question, Surya Vijay?
Yes, sir.